Hi guys, good news this week. We've been staying with a family in Italy, a mother with her two sons, their partners, and her older sister living in this house that has been in her family. She established the house, the grounds, the property with her husband, who died 7 years ago. Can't have been very old. The mother is as old as I am, and so 7 years ago he died a young man. Do you remember what it was? Was it a heart attack? A heart attack. But they had gelaterias, gelato stores. They're everywhere here. And so he was a maker of gelato, and they had several stores. Now, the tragedy is that he died 7 years ago. Once he died, then the daughter, the youngest daughter, who I believe was 18 at the time, disappeared. Jessipina told us that she went to a shop and she never came home. So for 7 years she was missing. There was a police investigation, a hunt for her. Nothing showed up. The family had no clue what happened to her. And then shortly after that, it wasn't too long after that, that Jessipina's older daughter, 33 years old with two beautiful boys, she died. Some illness got her, and she was struck down, and again, I think overnight, she was dead. Then, the husband of the daughter who died, he was killed in a motorcycle accident. The boys themselves, two beautiful grandbabies, were taken away by the Italian equivalent of child services, whatever, and they were placed in an orphanage, and all contact with Jessipina and her family was cut off. Jessipina had 8 children. Now, Yah, of course, when we got here, before learning about this, he did the distance in time between Jessipina and her older sister Louisa. And what were the results, babe, with Jessipina?
Jessipina, she's 537 weeks younger than I, and that's a distance into the far wall of the King's Chamber through the Great Pyramid. Her older sister, Louisa, she's 1694 days younger than I, and that is, of course, Matthew 1:23, Emmanuel. And Emmanuel is, of course, God with us. So that's what's happened to the family. We showed up and they had God with them. And it's all preordained. So when I found out that this young girl is missing, went to the shop one night and never come home. I said, well, we've got to do something about it. So we put the angels to work, and 2 days ago, she was found. So.
Yes, that's the good news. She was found alive, well. The circumstances seem a bit bizarre, but Jessipina's she had a meeting with, the daughter seems to be in a situation where she's caring for somebody who is mentally ill, it would seem like. Anyway, a meeting was had, two nights ago, yeah. 2 days ago, and then another one, was it yesterday? Yes. Oh, there was another meeting but she is not far away, she is alive and well, and of course Jessipina is rejoicing, as is one of the sons, of course, with all of the tragedy, one of the sons himself, who has an autoimmune disease where he has to be on cortisone pills daily to give him strength and energy to continue. And he was the son that worked in the shop with his father. So he's being very, when we got here, he said he didn't believe in God. He was totally shocked because we're telling the family who we are, couldn't escape it. Of course, all the women believe, and the son's beautiful partner from Peru, she'd always believed in God, so they were overjoyed. And we're into our 3rd month here. We have not being rejected or but treated as one of the family. And now, so we've treated him with the wrist
I can
pulse.
honestly say I've never been treated with so much love.
Mm.
When I walked down, just the two sisters in particular,
Yes.
that hug and kiss me all the time. And
Yes, yeah, they kiss on
extraordinary.
both cheeks, both of us. They look forward to seeing us. We don't see them every day because we're in the upper room and they're downstairs, but when we do,
it's a lovely big mansion, very run down.
Yeah.
And of course we're going to straighten that out as well.
Yes, lots of restoration on this beautiful property. So that's the good news. Josephina has her beloved daughter back, or at least she knows that she's alive and well, and we'll see her soon.
Right.
Oh,
and this, where we're staying, the top of the roof to where the Pope was imprisoned is 777 000 inches from that where his room was to ours.
Mm.
So you could say, well, 777 777 inches. If you walk around a bit, you get it right on the button.
Mm.
So it's all preordained, and our next move, of course, is exposing Francis. He actually exposed himself when he was told by Pope Benedict that Christ was back, and that he had asked me about Vatican II, and I rewrote Vatican II with 49 points, and those 49 points, the Pope said that it solves all of the Church's problems. Well, basically the Vatican II opened up the way for the Jews and the Sodomites and all other religions to, you don't need Jesus to go to God, and dismissing Jesus as God. And of course that's a lot of rubbish. And with Vatican III, what I basically have done is said that the churches will all become health care centres attached to the church. The churches will be restored to the original, well actually Vatican II replaced Vatican I, which is 1400 years old, and it had in it all of the church's orientation, the type of altars were had to be, and how the churches were to be built and placed, and bells and so forth, pictures. And so it goes back to that tradition. I said that the masses have to be said in Latin and with an English or a local language translation, but primarily all the health protocols that we have demonstrated to cure all diseases will be in all the churches of the world, and also the Vatican will be now become the holy city of Rome. The Vatican will be done away with. I'm going to destroy that, and it will authorise the printing of money. So money in the Western world is fiat currency, is based on nothing, whereas money should be based on human resources. And the human resources worldwide, we've got 1.2 billion people, and they live in nations that are very, very wealthy, but of course the world order doesn't consider the wealth of the people or the wealth in the ground as being the currency, where in actual fact every time you build a bridge or make a road, you increase the wealth of the country, and you do that by printing your own money and having fair trade between nations. So this is what's going to happen. Well, this of course horrified Francis, because he wants to keep the people poor. And being a Jesuit, the idea behind the Jesuits is that by keeping people poor, they keep in control, and the poor are closer to God, and therefore when they're walking amongst the misery of the suffering of people, they are closer to God. So the more you're suffering, the more misery that you are in, is the closer to God that you are, and their priest can walk amongst them and be close to God in the flesh. This is how the insanity of it all works. So I'm just doing another upload in a moment. That'll be about Francis.
So, good news, absolutely. And we'll be back later with the PowerPoint.